Welcome to the Professional Women's Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Peggy Gleason, creator of the Mindful Eating Approach, where I help professional women and business owners with a tailored path to weight loss and self-confidence without the stress of restrictive diets, time-consuming exercise regimes, or medications. I help you transform your eating habits to enhance all areas of your wellness, and we always offer inspiration, motivation, and education with amazing gifts. I am very proud to introduce our next expert. Reverend Kim Christopher is an ordained minister, a Reiki master, teacher, and energy intuitive. A proud mother of three, Kim faced a pivotal moment when her eldest son, Wayne, passed at 23. Choosing to embrace her gifts and shine her light, she now serves as a facilitator of healing. Guided by spiritual principles and self-reflection, Kim leads by example, inspiring others on their journey. Affectionately called Yi, meaning mother to many, she's dedicated to fostering self-love and inner healing. And I want to say a warm, warm welcome, Reverend Kim.
I thank you. I thank you.
So I'd like to start by asking you a little bit about, we have some parts of your past, but how did you mentioned you made that transformation after your loss, but how did it come up? How did this part of your life come up?
It was so funny because I started reading different books. I had been practicing for years. And then when this happened, I was already in the process of spiritual growth and development. So I got to see how many people would support me when this loss came. And after that, I started to just shun away from it because I was like, oh my God, energy healing. I'm hearing all of these things. And this happened to me. But what began to happen was I started to hone into that energy within and say, no, I can't keep this to myself. I was not brought here for that. It's time for me to share it with the world because there are other mothers who had loss. There are other people who have lost loved ones. And this energy helped me to come from out of that dark place. And now it's time for me to share it with others. So thank you, because I got a chance to look at it in a different way.
Oh, I love it. And thank you so much for explaining that. I know that you do several different modalities, and if you could just tickle us with a couple of those modalities so we know, how did you get into one of them, or how did you sort of lean on another one and all that good stuff, because I know you have a lot to share.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember one of my first ones was creating an altar. And that was when my mom made her transition, and I didn't even realize what it was. But then what happened to me when I was in school, it was like, teach her Reiki because she's going to be able to move this and be able to move this energy. And it'll also be able to help me in the process. So as I began to teach people how to get grounded and to be able to see their greatness, it allows me to be able to be of service because I was brought here for a purpose. And it would be no benefit for me to keep it within. So now I can teach someone how to create an altar, teach someone how to sage their body. When you bring items into your house, teach you how to make sure that you're grounded when you have to make tough decisions, or even when we are going through that process of we're just losing our mind, because so many times right now people are under stress. So we might need to know how to tap. So I learned how to do that and be able to create an atmosphere where I could fly because I had a phobia. And I used tapping to do a 2-hour flight. So if it could help me with that, it helped me with pain management and stuff like that. But we need the support to be able to continue to do that process.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So awesome. I want to go back and mention, in case the audience does not understand, when you sage yourself, I may know what it means, but I would love for you to explain it to those watching.
Yes, and actually, we actually sell sage. And what happens is you can have a sage stick or you can have the loose sage. And what you do is you light it, you burn it, but you always make sure you have somewhere to distinguish it so that this way you're not going to set a fire in your home. So you sage the product or yourself. Sometimes when you come home from work, you might have had a bad day and you might decide, you know what? I'm not feeling pretty good and this funky energy on me. So let me go into my house and then just light a sage stick or a piece of, and then I would bring it around my body. I would, if something I brought into my home, I would sage it so that this way the energy that's on it is the energy of my home. Because so many other people touched this product before I got it. So now I am clearing it for that,
Oh, wow.
for me.
Oh, that is amazing. And I don't think anybody's really explained it so nicely. So we should all get a little bit of sage and make sure we have that really, really close because a lot of stuff goes on and you got to, get rid of. I can think of a few days I could have used, a bushel of it.
And sometimes we can, even if we're outside in nature, and that's what this whole process is,
Yes.
bringing it back to nature. You might not have sage, but if you see a bush and you're walking by it, take your hand and bring it across the bush and release.
Ah,
Intention is to release those negative energies.
that is beautiful, beautiful. And I understand you use another modality, which is, tapping, which is the emotional freedom technique, correct?
Absolutely.
So if you could explain to everybody what it is, how it works, and maybe we can even demonstrate so that those listening and watching can actually do it for themselves, because I know it's a wonderful modality to heal.
And as I mentioned before, I had a phobia of flying. So I would call on one of my practitioners, which is Nancy Schaefer, and she would take me through a tapping session where I would center myself. I would start to tap on different areas of my body so that this way, when I began the process, I would say my level of fear, anxiety, trauma is at a 10. So when I go through the tapping process, I feel it and I say, wait a minute, where is it now? Did it drop to a 5? Did it only drop to a 9? Or did it drop to a 1? This way I know I need to complete the process again and continue to breathe and open myself to receive this energy that I anticipate that will happen in my life. And if you're already at a 5, you already know, oh, wait a minute, let me just do another one. Even if you're at a 1 or a 9, do it again and continue to breathe. Because sometimes when we're at stress, we're at anxiety, we're at trauma, we hold our breath. And one of the biggest things you can do is breathe. So your stomach expands when you inhale. Exhale, it goes in. Only babies know that. We do it backwards. So I would love to teach you how to do it. So what we begin to do is position ourselves and we take a breath and we begin to tap over the eyebrows and we breathe. We breathe and we tap and we go under our eye and we tap and we breathe and under our nose. And you can start with hand. We tap and we breathe under our chin. And you'll notice certain areas might feel a little, oh, wow, that's a twinge there. You know that that area needs more love. We tap and then we breathe. We go to our head and we tap and we breathe. We bring it down the back of our neck and we tap and we breathe. And as we're doing this, we're open to the healing energy of our tap. So the things that are around us, whether it's noise or whatever, we're connected to our tapping. And that's when we're going back to nature. When you go outside to that tree, you're not to the noise, you're holding that tree. We're connecting ourselves
Oh, and followed by a nice deep breath, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. I personally enjoy tapping myself, and I've been doing it for a number of years. And it is amazing how people don't realize you may not realize while you're tapping, things are happening to your body, right? Like things are happening. And if it's certain things, like say, even a mood or a pain, you may
yes.
not notice it right away, but all of a sudden later on, you're going, wait a minute, what happened to that? Where
I,
it went away, right?
yes, the tapping moved it right out.
Yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I know that you have a free gift for people, and I also want to, you can talk about the free gift, but then I want to talk about, how people can get in touch with you. And remember, all the links for Reverend Kim are going to be in the show notes. You'll be able to get the links. So not to worry, you don't have to write anything down. But so Reverend Kim, tell me about that free gift you have for our audience.
I am so excited because I'm going to take you through a healing session where you can release stress and strain. And I decided that I'm also going to offer a Reiki ball so that this way you can utilize that and connect to us who are also using them. You can reach me at Kindred Spirit Herbal Garden or Kim the Healer, kimthehealer@yahoo.com, and I'm always available. And we're doing Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Master Level, and it's time for us to wake up and be able to come back to nature, putting our hands in soil, taking those spiritual baths. They're important. Listening to what our body is saying to us. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. This is so delightful. And I'm going to ask you one last question, even though we're really pretty much wrapping it up. But it's winter, right? And we have a couple other little stresses, especially those in the Northeast, as you are. And is there one suggestion you can make around this particular time of year? It's a seasonal type of year.
Absolutely. And what we're doing, we crafted an alfalfa spearmint peppermint tea, and we're more than willing to share these ingredients with you as well. And we're going to add some elderberry syrup because those types of things are going to support us during this time. And I'm so excited about this tea blend that we have because I'm hearing so many wonderful results from it. And sometimes, even in the rainy season, the snow, we might just need to sit back and have a nice cup of tea.
Love it. Love it. That information will also be in the notes. But I thank you again so much for being with us today. And we're going to have a good winter.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening and supporting the Professional Women's Wellness Podcast. If you would like to attend training sessions by our amazing podcast guests and have a chance to connect, join the Professional Women's Wellness newsletter. For more details and to sign up, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. Each week, we will select a reviewer who will receive free access to my $197 course, Goodbye Night Bites, a 30-day journey to stop emotional eating at night. Please subscribe to get notifications of future episodes.